Well, my friends, we've seemed to have timed out. Monday, as you're aware, is April 1st, which means it's my first official day on duty as the resident manager of this fine, fine, beautiful preserve. I am so fortunate to have this position. Well, what that means for us is that I need to clean up a few projects, really, but as far as the hardcore bow making and and dealing with the flat earth, that's pretty much done until this November when we close down again. Now, a few notes I want to mention to the kind people that have offered to make that scraper, that finishing tool to radius the back of bows. I'm sorry, but I can't take on anything more up here. Got to get the employees set, got to get spring cleaning, got to get this place open by April 15th. So I've got to make bunny tracks, as it were. That project is yours. And if you can come up with and this is number 3 of the series of 3 bows, not a Lemmy bow yet. It's got the diamonds and not the spades. But if you can come up with a nice scraper, if you picture you're holding it on your bench or whatever, it's clamped down, scraping it like a draw knife almost. I would go more for a knife thickness piece of steel with a single bevel, so that single bevel can be on this side or this side depending on the grain over a scraper. Because if you've ever muscled through like a hardwood such as hickory or maple, you know that like a scraper is probably best for thin work or fine work, but you need to really muscle through sometimes, and so it would be akin more to a bowyer's float than like a scraper, although scrapers are fine tools. You could go as far as to have a handle mounted to each side. Think of it as a draw knife. So you're scraping, you're muscling that off. Finesse, you're muscling with finesse. Anyway, this is it. I feel that this winter has been productive because I have indeed upped my technology, upping I can't keep track. Is this generation 6 or 7 as far as paddle bows with the fully radiused back, grading to that triangular cross section, and for those sinew-bound people out there, sinew tips. It makes it a little trickier because without a sinew tip on a paddle bow, you can just pop that loop off the top and then make it bigger and slide it back up and then just slide it back up there to string. You have to tie the string on every single time with these, really. That loop doesn't want to slide over to sinew. But once you get accustomed to tying knots, hey, it's as easy as sliding a loop. In fact, it can be more satisfying because you are a participant in the stringing of that bow even deeper, into deeper territory. So I've got my bow of undetermined weight, and I'm going to, without remorse or regret, say I don't know how heavy it is. Is it 55? Is it 62? I don't know. I don't care. I'm going to draw it back as far as I'm comfortable. And that's it, because I'm not saying this is for sale. I'm going to hang on to this bow until I get the next one. Yes, I sold number 1 and number 2. And I feel proud to sell them and happy to send my bows off. And especially for bow number 2, because Scott has been my YouTube buddy for a long time and he's wanted a bow. So, a paddle bow. He's a paddle bowist. So, Scott, give me your address, man. The PayPal didn't give me your address. I have it all packed up, ready to go, and you might watch this before you see my email. So please, Senor Scott, give me your email or your physical address so I can send that bow off to you. This is about 20 yards. 20 yards. My eyesight, I have a hard time judging distance this way, so that's why I'm clumsy when I'm affixing the arrow to the bow. And I'm a snap shooter, so I'm going to do my best to hold it back a little longer than I normally do. If I don't, Fine 20-yard shot. Shot that bird between the eyes. If you believe that, I've got a bridge that connects the Lower Peninsula to the Upper Peninsula. I'll sell it at a fair price. Whoa. It just went sailing through all that thick layerage of cardboard and almost hit the other arrow, by the way. Deadly shot. Deadeye Riggs, they call me. Anyway, that is it for bows. Beautiful, beautiful bow. Does it need the furry string silencer? Yeah, for mojo. Oh, yeah. So I have a job to do now. We're not meeting my group, my musical group. The drummer, by the way, is a jazz drummer, which I think is cool, and not a rock drummer, more like Ginger Davis than John Bonham. That's cool. Bass player's cool. And so we've got our CDs. My recording debut is Monday. I'm going to show up with the keyboardist, and we're going to lay down our tracks. That's pretty exciting. We're already scheduled for a couple festivals, but the cherry on top of the ice cream really is Bliss Fest. If you're curious, you can do a little bit of internet stalking of me. If you look up Bliss Fest Experience, I think there's a couple of these things. They're kind of like trailers for the Bliss Fest musical festival. But one of them has me riding my unicycle like within the first couple of minutes past the camera. And that is that. Time to go back to spring cleaning. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. A beautiful sunny day. Thank you. You will see me again. I want to. My goal is to turn out one paddle bow a month during the heavy season. I think that's doable. It takes a lot of time, but I think I can do one a month. And Newell, you're on deck, buddy. You're on deck. Never fear.